Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Hey, in the barnyard by the freestall barn. Raised the bar, part 5, maybe part 6. Assembled the team. We've got, first, if you haven't seen this, our freestalls were too low. Cows are backing in. I see I got one sideways right there. We first started with this section, raised them up about 12 inches. No kidding. Then went all the way and did this new barn first. Then a double section, another double section. We're gonna be on our 3rd double section. Let's head over there, check it out. We're cutting them out, re-drilling. I got some new stalls I'll show you here shortly. Let's go. That one's all broke. Oh, get it out of there. So these are them old style freestalls we're taking out. We ended up getting some them newer ones. I was saying, Lee and my older brother went down to Dryden, Elmont. David Canoose, old buddy of mine. He used to dairy farm, and he said he had some. So they went down there. These are the same style that we've been using. They're kind of nasty looking, but I ended up getting a bunch of these clamps from him. So thank you, David. Bought these off of him. We'll be installing these shortly, and them cows, they'll have these things shined up like you wouldn't believe in about a week or two's time. So this is what we're going to be putting in. If you're wondering about this big pile of sand, I ended up getting a couple train loads. Frost laws are on in Michigan. That's seasonal road restrictions. You can't drive full gravel trains down the roads, or they'll bust them all up. Luckily, milk haulers are exempt. One side completely empty. Like they had some different things going on in the years past, 30 years. We'll be probably putting that top one up about here. We're about ready to start marking that top hole. Lee's got a splice here that he's trying to reconnect. First stall's going in. Oh, lock nut. Ended up hitting a nail on that hole, but so far so good. They're lining up perfectly. That's straight drilling, guys. breaking the action. We need to go get some more bolts. This one's too short. I'm going through a post and a board. Wind's kicking up. Look at that young heifer's leaking milk right there. Okay. Yeah, I knew I had ordered. Yep. I'd ordered a bunch of these. Pre-ordered. That should do it. These are, oh shoot. How am I gonna pick that up? These are grade 5 bolts. About 45 degrees today, but very windy, so it's not that warm. But you're working, you don't really need a hat or anything. Look at that heifer. How you doing, girl? They're moving. Here's your bolt.
Gotta go the very top one up here, Billy.
Oh, okay. Oh, these are different.
Yeah. They'll be just a little bit lower.
I don't know how those will work, that's just kind of how we lay it out.
Hold on to that, Lee.
I don't know, look at them.
Okay, got it.
Well,
Well, they definitely look a little lower. Guys, next day, hey, stall project complete. As you can see, I need to put a little bit of sand in these, especially in the fronts, kind of help it bank it. We got one laying there properly, but looks like they used them a little bit. Looks like a couple of crap back there, but it's gonna take some adjustment. Each section takes time for them to get used to. Looks like all of them are laying properly, and I'm sure they will here too. So these got raised up, shoot, 11 inches. But yeah, I think we'll lay a little sand in the front of them here shortly. But here's all the stalls, the extra stalls. That one's completely junk. We're gonna scrap it. But I had these set aside from the last project. I'm gonna keep them because we may end up using them down there at the dry cow lot. I'm just gonna, they're an older style, but they'll still work. You see the rain came in. It calmed down this morning. And then we got a break in the action right now. So I'm gonna dig in, try to get some drier sand underneath there if there is some, and we'll fill them up. More rain coming here shortly. It's about to rain for the next 12 hours. So it's good now, and it's that time of year. March hit, and here it comes. So looks like they used these last night. They're already wearing some of that crap off. Like, see, looks like someone was rubbing her head on that, but they're already a lot cleaner than what they were. But so that's the last double section that had to be done. We completed it, and then we've got this far wall. You can see the difference. I'm talking, that's about a foot difference. We're gonna raise this up. And I wanted to show you real quick. We just got some materials in. We met with some local contractors that do work around farms. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this side of the steel and replace it. And in the center there, we're gonna cut some skylights. I have my nutritionist out here, and he's not just a nutritionist, he's a nutritionist slash knows a lot all about farms. And he says what he would do there is he'd put a curtain there. And I got thinking a curtain, the boys are not gonna go for a curtain. But what they will go for is a facelift and some skylights, because the barn is just too dark, way too dark. Look at it in here. And this is, I mean, it's overcast, but it's bright out. We're gonna put skylights in here, and we're gonna, on the far east end, we're gonna run another skylights on that end, and that's gonna make a big difference. They're gonna clean all this up and redo these doors. The doors are good. This is just very old. So the boys and I come together and agreed upon it, and we're gonna take this 1964 barn Grandpa built and pop it up to snuff, and it'll just be lighter. We want it to be, I'm gonna add more lights, but if you can get natural light, that's the way to go. Yeah, and here's some of the material. They got some steel here, ordered just for the bottom, and then this is a whole stack of that clear plastic. And that stuff's not cheap. So they're probably gonna hit the ground running on this. I'll keep you posted next week. There's a day next week, it's gonna be like 60 degrees. So, and it's not bad right now, but once all this rain comes through, we're gonna have a warm up. And I mean, it's March, so things are gonna start happening around here, but we're gonna clean all this up. Thing's gonna look like brand new, I can tell you that barn, and get more light in there. And I'll have to end up getting these stalls out of here and take them down to storage down by the dry cow lot. And this is that east end I was talking about. They're gonna completely take this face off and redo it. This overhang here, when the addition was put on, probably should have been cut off. They're gonna cut that off and take that clear plastic, and they're gonna run it all along. And it's just gonna clean this up. They're gonna cut that steel up here, so the cows, they really beat the heck out of this. So they're gonna cut it up a little higher, but just trying to stay up on it. And the main thing was, the reason I called them was for the plastic. I want it to get brighter in here. It's not bright enough, but that's gonna really make a big difference. Inside by this bunk here, I'm mixing third cutting hay. That's nice and cool, fresh. Third cutting hay, corn silage, and them oats, that new oat seeding. Well, the cows are eating it right up. I'm filling that mixer up to 8,500 pounds. I got to keep it down. I don't want to startle them. 8,500 pounds. By morning, these bunks are lick clean. So what I decided to do, because I'm down to my last 2 bags of haylage. We've got roughly 3 months to go. A little less, but I dropped a bale, a third cutting bale of hay in here. I know you guys saying feeding the TMR. I got away from doing that, but it's my first year and I do not want to run out of hay. I think I'm gonna be good, but I'm not 100% certain. Sneak by these girls. There's the bale. I pushed it underneath this roof because it was raining earlier. That's very good third cutting hay. I mean, look at this heifer right here. I do not want to deprive her of feed. And like I said, this bunk's empty, and that one's on its way to being empty, but I've got a reserve of protein right there. So I'm going back to the bale in the barnyard for the time being until I can fill these cows up. Like I said, we're producing as much milk as we've ever produced from that TMR. We're on the right track, but I've got 3 months before we start chopping. I got to make sure it's sustainable. And by trickle and anything, I've got third cutting hay right now. I've got about 60 of them bales. It'll probably last you 2 days a bale. So I don't want to run out of hay. So I've added that. I recognized it, and tell me what you guys think. You got to do what you got to do. But that's why there's a round bale ring back in here. This is a big baby. Snowflake. You're a good girl. Come in here and I'll feed them this round bale of hay. This is one of them, looks like about a second cutting hay. Nice, grassy, soft. Got a little stinky here from being kept outside out there, but for the most part, I mean, look at them. They're all over it. Bye.